says all praises to the Father and the name of the Son. I also want to say Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah, may the Most High in Christ bless. Um, so pretty much this is an intro, man. I'm in probably about the 60th chapter of Enoch currently, man. I'm not gonna go into none of it, right? Because I have some points that I do have made here on this paper here, and I just wanted to go over them after I get through the whole book and then go back over these before I gotta return this book to my one of my current prospects. Um, it's been a interesting book, man, to say the least, man, because you see hints of Greek influence in here. You see hints of Hamite influence in here. You see influence of Hinduism influence in here, man. And that's just off of my basic Google search, man. I could tell from just my research alone that, or reading it alone, that it's got some Greek and Egyptian influence to it, man. And that would be because it's not the book of the Bible, man. It's not and divinely inspired, man. That's my takeaway from it so far. I can't say that that's what it is, man, but I'm more than halfway through the first book of Enoch, man, and in this first book, man, I'm gonna be real with you, man. A lot of it is universally themed, so it has Catholic influence, it seems like, and a lot of it is about heaven, right? About the realm of heaven where the Most High dwells, man, right? So to say the least, man, I would definitely say that this book is not divinely inspired, man. But just wanted to make sure my shirt wasn't all wrong. But I could be wrong, right? Who knows, man, right? This could be the book of Enoch. Enoch could have sent his book from heaven and gave it to a prophet, right? But it's just crazy, man, right? Let's get into it, man. This is Jude chapter 1. And let's go down here, man. I'm on the wrong screen with this mouse. Jude chapter 1, verse 14. And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, Behold, the Lord cometh with tens and thousands of his saints, right? To execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and their hard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. Right? So we see him, man, that Enoch, right? He prophesied. Right? Prophesied. Actually, let's go into the all praises, man. It looked like my computer is moving a little bit faster now that I restarted it and it's got its bearings together, man. I might have to start turning this thing off though, man. But now that I got the bearings together, it's actually doing a little bit something here, man. And we're gonna go to this word in the Hebrew, which is prophetuo, right? Prophetuo, teo. Let's actually just get that here, man. Oh, I got the thing on my speaker, so hold on. All right, we got it on the wrong speaker. We're gonna get it on this TV, man. Let's hear it again.
Strong's G 4395. Prophetuo.
Prophetuo. So that's the word in Hebrew. In Greek, salaki, right? That means to prophesy, man, right? And it's every time it's used, right? It's said as prophesy, man, right? It says to prophesy, to be a prophet, speak forth by divine inspirations, right? To predict. And I'm not saying that Enoch, when he prophesied in Jude 1, man, that this wasn't divinely inspired, man, right? That is divinely inspired, man. Right, anything that was passed down from the time that Enoch walked the earth till now is divinely inspired, man. If we have that in these books, man, it's divinely inspired, right? And it would be while he walked the earth, man. It would not be while he was in the kingdom of or the sky, man, or in heaven with the Most High, man. Right, which we not denying that Enoch walked with God, man. But we do understand that Enoch did not send down a book from heaven, man, right? I want to get this one where it's talk about the heaven, man. Salakia. Okay. So chapter 17 to 19, I have it written down, man. But we're gonna go into that, man. Right? Man. I don't know if it's it, man, but we're gonna go into it eventually, man, and show you that the things of the Lord don't belong to men on earth, man. Right? We don't see that the Most High is allowing us to have his secret things, man. Secret things, Lord. Okay, Deuteronomy 29:29. That's what I'm looking for on this page. Right, Deuteronomy 29:29. Deuteronomy 29:29. Deuteronomy 29:29. Where is it? Because I have a bunch of precepts that's going to back up that point in Deuteronomy 29:29. But I'm not seeing it here, man. Okay, so it's actually the 41st chapter that I actually went into that at. But 15 and 16 is also talking about that, man. So let's just deal with the first angle of some of Enoch is written while he is in heaven, man. Right? We got to understand if some of Enoch was written by while he was in heaven, then what does this mean, man? Deuteronomy 29:29. The secret things belong unto Yahweh our power, man. But those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law, man. Right? So the Most High has some things that he keeps secret, man. Right? So when they saying that everything, Job, everything in the book of Enoch, man, it's kind of off, man. Right? It's kind of off because why would we think that the things written in the book of Enoch, man, are spiritual, man? Right? They talking about things that only hint at Greece and their influence, man, and some things hint at Egypt and their influence, man. It's a bunch of different telephone things, and then also it's somebody else's ideas that they put in the book and be like, yeah, man, this is what Enoch was saying, man. They put it under the guise of Enoch, man, but this ain't Enoch. And if I make sure, man, how I'm getting this, man, where I'm getting my information from, man. This is brought to me by the brother Timothy, man. And he's one of my new recruits, man. You're gonna get to know him real soon, man. But he had said that he was looking into this, man, and he bought it, man. Right? He didn't know any better, so he just bought this thing, man. Right? Because he believed that the Ethiopians, right, who aren't of the Lord, man, the Ethiopians never got any covenant with the Most High. They say they have the Ark of the Covenant. They said that they have the oldest Bible, man. Right? They and then even in this, man, some people were I don't know. I didn't look into this, man. But some people said that they compiled the Old and the New Testament, man. They were the first people to compile that. Well, this here, they don't have no New Testament in it, man. It's just the Ethiopian Bible, man. It's the Old Testament, and it got the Apocrypha, and it also has Jubilees and Enoch. I'm not sure about Jasher, right? I'm not sure about Jasher. I ain't gonna go into Jubilees or Jasher, but what I am gonna go into is this book of Enoch, man, because I'm not sure about Jubilees or Jasher, man. How do we ever get a Jubilees or Jasher and it's not mentioned in the Bible, right? So yeah, it's go from Manasseh, right? The prayer of Manasseh to Jubilees, and then Enoch in this book, man. First Enoch, second Enoch, man. So going back to where I was at, man. Right, this Isaiah 55 verse 5, it says, "Behold, thou shalt call a nation that thou knowest not, and nations that thou knew not, these shall run unto thee, because of Yahweh thy power," right? For the Holy One of Israel, right? For he have glorified thee. Seek ye Yahweh while he may be found. That can't be it. Oh, it's Isaiah 55:8. Salakia. Isaiah 55:8. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh. For as the heavens are higher than earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." So the Most High says the heavens are higher than earth. Right, so that means that we don't have the understanding of what's in heaven, man. right? We don't have the understanding of the things of the Lord, man, which is his holy counsel and his divine, man. In this book, man, we got a bunch of different names of angels, man. Um, that ain't actually expressing none of the other Bible, none of the rest of the Bible, man. Um, so we gotta understand, man, that we can't really trust this too much, man. How did they get the names of some of these angels, man? Right? How did they get the things in this book, man? Who gave the book of Enoch to anybody, man? How did the book come from heaven to man's hands, man? We see in Exodus, man, that the Lord wrote with his finger for the Torah, man. Right? That's what how we get directly the Ten Commandments from the Most High God, man. Right? But when it comes to this, man, we have no indication that he even wrote a book, man. Which is possible, man, because if you think about it, man, he prophesied, man. Even Genesis, man. And this is the argument that a lot of people was using, man. How do you know that the book of Genesis, the book of Ezra, the book of this, that, and the third is divinely inspired, man? And the reasoning behind it is, man, we know that there was a time during these times that the people was writing, but Genesis not so much, right? But during these times prior, after Genesis, post Genesis, Moses and so on, right? We have people writing things down, and Ezra even reiterated all these supposed 200 books, man. Right? Some of these 200 books that's in here, man. That's what it says in the Apocrypha, man. So yeah, everything that we have prior to Ezra and up until his death when he was done writing and everything, man, it was written by him, man, or they was reiterated by him, man. He had the knowledge and he wrote it down, man, because the books and the scrolls was sealed, man, or they was destroyed, man, due to the Assyrian captivity, if I'm not mistaken, man. Right? So we gotta understand that this here, it could be divinely inspired, but it don't seem that way, man. Right? And then we're gonna go to the conclusion of the whole matter after I keep on going here, and I'm gonna retouch all of this again in a later video, man, because it has to be addressed, man. I'm gonna do like maybe 5 to 6 parts on this, man. It's 100 chapters long. I'm not doing 100 chapters in one video. You know what I'm saying? What I got written down up until chapter 60 right now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I got 24 different chapters here that I seen some things that stand out to me, man. So out of all those, man, I'm gonna go in it and I'm gonna decipher what is right, man. And I've been trying to do that, but I'm gonna touch base back on this, man. So in the next few weeks or so, man, we're gonna see a video come out with this information, man. And like I said, man, it's all written down, man. Let me get it bigger, right? It's all written down, right? Some of this stuff might not be correct, man. Right? I just go with the tonality of the scripture, and then I'm like, look, man, is this a word in Hebrew? Is that a word in Hebrew? How does this work? How did that work? And I'm going off of really outside resources like ChatGPT, Google. I'm using a lot of study tools just to try and make sense of this, man. And when I'm using the study tools, and really what it is the Bible. That's my basis, man. If it don't relate to these words, there's no truth in them, man. Hold on, right? Salakia, right? Salakia. I think it's Isaiah 50. Isaiah 8. I know it was Isaiah, but I didn't know it was Isaiah 8. So Isaiah 8, verse 20, it says, right? It says, to the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to this word, right, it is because there is no light in them, man. Right? And that ain't saying that Enoch did not have the light, man. We not denouncing Enoch at all, man. Right? Hold on. Enoch I just gotta get this right real quick, man. Genesis 5, man. Right, I got so many tabs getting open over this small little video, man, but I'm gonna get it taken care of. This is Genesis 5, verse 24, right? It says, And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him, right? So Enoch, this is really one of the only things we see about Enoch in the Bible, man. And even if we go up a little bit more, man, verse 22, man, Enoch walked with God, and he begot Methuselah 300 years, and begot sons and daughters. And all the days of Enoch were 365 years, right? Um, so basically, it's saying that Enoch was perfect, man. Enoch followed God, man. Right? It don't speak about him prophesying, but it had to have been something in there, man, where Enoch prophesied, man. And like most of this stuff in the Bible, man, a lot of it was passed down through generations until it got written down, man. Right? Adam, the story of creation, man, that wasn't really written down until, okay, boom. Now Moses came along, he started describing what was told to him, man. And then in ancient texts, man, we see before this creation in Genesis that was actually written. We have it in other texts, man, like the Sumerian scrolls. That's the only one I know off the top, but it's a creation story similar to the one in Genesis in a lot of religious, quote unquote, religious books, man. Right, so we gotta understand that this ain't always it ain't always about plagiarism or anything like that. It's just common knowledge, man, that was being passed around from this person to that person, and it was just a game of telephone until somebody wrote it down, man. Right? We wrote it down one way, they wrote it down another way, and they wrote it down this way, but all of it really correlated with one another, man. It all had similarities from the creation, man. And none of the ancient texts, man, I don't think it talk nothing about a big bang, man. It talk about in the beginning there was dark, and then the Lord created light, man. Right? So we got to understand that Enoch, when he walked with God, man, he walked with God, right? He didn't. He was not. So how is he no more, man? But he's still giving us books in the 500 year, man, right? And this is really one thing that I know that says that Enoch was prophesying from heaven, man, because he died in the 365 year, man, right? He what was he? 365 years. Enoch was 365 years. Remember that, right? So I'm gonna give myself this face here, and we're gonna read this. So this is an excerpt that I'm just gonna read really quick. I ain't gonna get too farther into it, man. This Enoch 60 verse 1. First Enoch 60 and 1, right? It says, in the year 500, in the 7th month, on the 14th day of the month, in the life of Enoch. So this is either Enoch prophesying from heaven, or Enoch was still living after 500 years, man. Something's not right, because if he was writing or prophesying or whatever this is, man, because this right here says quaking of heaven, behemoth and leviathan, the elements, right? Chapter 60 is all about that, man. That's what the header is here, man. If you want to see for reference, man. Right, where is 60? Where is 60? Where is 60? 60 right here at the bottom. So we got here, I'm trying to get a clear look of that, right? So you see right there, man, it says quaking of heaven, behemoth and leviathan, the elements, right? Behemoth ain't really nothing you can really say about behemoth, and leviathan is actually expressed in the scripture. Behemoth and leviathan are both expressed in the scripture, so we can't actually say nothing about those, man, right? I wasn't going to say anything about them, but I'm just saying that's what this is about, man. But it's talking about the hosts of heaven and everything like that. If Enoch was 500 years, this is 135 years after his passing, man. Or not his passing, because he didn't die. Enoch didn't die. He just went with God. The Most High translated him, right? Let's actually get that supporting verse. Right, it say this, right? Hebrews 11 and 5, right? Let's read this full chapter. Hebrews 11 and 5, Salakia. By faith, Enoch. So he had faith. He was keeping the law, such commandments, the works, right? Was translated that he should not see death, right? So he did not die, right? But and was not found. So he was no more around, man, because God had translated him, right? Before his translation, he had this testimony that he pleased God. So he spoke, right? Let's get that, right? We gotta just go with what the scriptures say, right? Hebrews 11. What was I at? 24. 5. I thought I was 5. Hebrews 11:5, right? So we see in here, man, that his testimony. What is the testimony in the Hebrew, right? Is martureo, martureo.
Strong's G 3140. Martureo. Martureo.
So that's the word in the Hebrew, right? It says bear witness, testify, bear record. So that could mean writing, right? Witness, be a witness, give testimony, have a good report, right? To be a witness, to bear witness, to affirm that one has seen or experienced something, or that he knows it because taught by divine relation or inspiration. So he knew this, man. He was prophesying while he was on earth. He couldn't have been prophesying from heaven. That means that Enoch, while he was in heaven, was speaking to somebody on earth, right? We don't see that in the Bible, right? It says to give, not to keep back testimony. So that's to speak. To utter, to speak honorable testimony. Give a good report. Conjure, implore, right? So let's see what this says. To be a witness. Testify. Salakia, give me 1 second. All right, so back to what I was going into, right? It says testify literally or figuratively. So he could have actually wrote something down, right? It says charge, give evidence, right? And it could be writings, right? So bear record, have obtained of good, honest report, be well reported of. So this could be somebody reported of him, man. Testify, give, have testimony, be, bear, give, obtain witness. So this could really mean that they said they were saying that Enoch was a good dude, man, right? And I see the before his translation, he had this testimony that he pleased God, right? So it's saying that there was a testimony which we see in the Bible, right? Genesis 5, man. Genesis 5:20 or 24, I think it is. It says, and Enoch walked with God. That means that Enoch pleased God. That is of a good testimony that he pleased God, man. Right? But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him, man. Right? So we understand that, man, that Enoch was translated, man. Or he went with the Most High, man. How do we get his book here on earth about the heavenly oracles and the heavenly things, man? Now let's go back a little bit, man, because I was going into things of the Most High's knowledge that we don't have access to, man. Right? Where's the second address? Right? I didn't get this. 1:29. Right? So this is second address 1:29. It says that ye would be my people, and I should be your God. That ye would be my children, and I should be your father. I gather you together as a hen gather her chickens. Okay. Under her wings. But now what shall I do unto you? I will cast you from out my face. When ye offer unto me, I will turn my face from you. For your solemn feast days, your new moons, and your circumcision I have forsaken. I sent you unto my servants the prophets, whom you have taken and slain and torn their bodies in pieces, who blood I will cry. I don't know why I wrote that down, man. That's the first verse I wrote down, man. That's actually going to be good for the next video, because I don't really realize why I wrote that down. Maybe I could use it in a later one, but let's get that. Job 11. Let's see if I got it already, right? Job. I thought I went into this, right? Job 11. And we got 7. Right, it says, canst thou by searching find out God? Canst thou find out Almighty unto perfection? It is as high as heaven. What canst thou do? Deeper than hell. What canst thou know? The measure thereof is longer than the earth and broader than the sea. If he cut off and shut up and gather together, right, then who can hinder him, right? For he knoweth vain men, he seeketh wickedness also, will he not consider it, right? I went a little bit further on this, man, but basically, man, you can't search out God, man. You can't find God, man. You can't go to the Most High in heaven, man. That's what that's saying, man. Canst thou find out the Almighty unto perfection? Can you find out his habitation? Right? Why would Job be saying, can you find out God? Can you search the Most High, right? And we got a book about all his orders and operations right here. This is supposedly what it is, man. Right? This talks about portals and all this stuff, man. Right? And this is supposed to be divinely inspired. Right? Why we go to this book and say that it's divinely inspired? Who received it from heaven, man? Right? Who wrote the book? Right? Because Enoch, he wasn't wrote in the book, man. Enoch, did he live before the flood, man? Right? Enoch lived before the flood. So it would be no way that his book or his writings would proceed or live through the flood, man. You would have to dig in the earth for years, man, to find his books, man. You got to know where he dwelt on earth to find where they were, man. If he wrote a book while he was on earth, man. Right? But when he's in heaven, nobody able to say, oh yeah, this book is from Enoch. He gave it to me. I seen him in the face to face and he handed me the scrolls. Right? I looked at Enoch and he gave me the scroll. Ain't no type of ideology nowhere in the Bible, nowhere outside the Bible. It ain't nowhere found, man. Right? So who wrote it? Right? So this is the question I asked Google: who wrote the book of Enoch, man? Right? It says the book of Enoch was not written by the biblical figure Enoch. So Enoch did not write the book of Enoch, right? But it's his book. It's literally labeled after his name, man. Right? But it says, but is a pseudepigrapher work, man. Right? This is what they call second address, was second pseudepigrapher, man. Pseudepigrapher is second address because they don't know if Ezra wrote second address because in second address 1, I think the last verse, right? Let's just get it right. Where's my Bible? I'm not gonna hold back no nothing, man. I think it's second address 1, right? Second address 1. And it's gotta be the last verse of that first chapter, right? Second address. See, that's the thing about this too, man, because sometimes, man, it say first address or it might say second address, man. Yeah, so it's first address 1 and 40, right? It says Nahum and Habakkuk, right? Sophonius, Agius, right? Zechariah, right? And Malachi, right? Which is called also an angel of the Lord, man. And second address 1 and 40, it mentions Malachi. Malachi was supposed to live 40 years after Ezra had passed. Ezra lived and died before Malachi came on this earth, man, and started prophesying, I should say. So therefore, he spoke of Malachi by name, showing that this is a fallacy in the book of Second Esdras, man. But when you go through the book of Second Esdras and you read it, man, it's divinely inspired. You could go through all of this, man. Second Esdras 13, 14, 15, 16, man. That's mirroring Revelation, Matthew 24, Luke, I think it's 26 or something like that. All these things is mirroring the book of the Bible. That's why I could lean on Second Esdras, man. When I go into here, man, I can't lean on none of this, right? I can't go into here and be like, oh yeah, that's in the Bible, man, right? I could go into it, especially, okay, let's give an example, right? This is Book of Enoch 1 and it's 6, right? It might be 5. Nope, it's talking about watchers. 7. Okay, it's verse 9. And behold, he cometh with 10,000s of his holy ones to execute judgment upon all, and to destroy all the ungodly, and to convict all flesh of the works of their ungodliness, which they have ungodly committed, and all of the hard things which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. So that's literally out of Jude 1, man. Jude 1 expresses those same ideologies or the same tonality. Is the same thing, man, right? Which Jude, he had to be like, okay, Enoch prophesied or Enoch wrote, man, right? And if Enoch had that already, somebody transcribed that and wrote it down after a while, man, and then Jude was just like, yeah, man, Enoch said this, man, right? Enoch was prophesying, man, right? And that's literally him talking about the end times, man. Right, it ain't talking about him being in heaven and none of that. It's talking about what the Lord doing with the end times, man. Right, which is prophesying about the end days, man. Right, so it says meaning it is falsely attributed to a more famous author to lend it authority. So they literally don't know who wrote the book of Enoch, man. Right, it says the book was actually written by multiple Jewish authors, which we can't confirm, right? Between the 3rd century BCE and the 1st century CE. So after Christ and before Christ, 200 years or 400 years. I don't know if 3rd century BCE might be 200s BCE, then the hundreds, then yeah, it might be the 200s, man. So this is talking about the 200 BCE up until 100 CE, man. Right? This is what they are attributing this book of Enoch for dates when it was scribed, man. Right? And it don't say between 5000 BCE to first century CE. It literally tells you that it started here in 3rd century BCE, man. So that means what, 4,500 years after I don't know, that might be a rough estimate. I might be off base a little bit, man. But even if it's 25 or 3,500 years before it was actually written down, that they started writing it down, man. This means that Enoch's words was just passed on until 250 AD. Or BC, man. Let's just say 250 BC, man. 250 BC. That's when they wrote it down, and that could be attributed to Ezra, if I'm not mistaken, right? And then the 1st century CE. That means that came after Christ, man. Which that could be Jude, man. Right? Which is possible, man. But it is a compilation of several texts written over centuries, so it ain't even really a good book, man. It's like pieces and parts of several texts. It don't even say biblical works, man. And it say Jewish authors, but we don't know if it was Jewish authors, man. Right? Because who is Jewish, right? Who do we find being the Jewish people, man? Right? Who are these people that's writing these books, man? This is European influence, man. This is Grecian influence, man. Right? This ain't Israelite influence, man. Right? This was probably one of the only places that you did find the pieces of Enoch put together, man. Right? You can't make like that. Don't even look like it's Hebrew, man. In fact, that's not Hebrew, man. What language is this, man? That's Hebrew. That's not Hebrew. You could tell the difference between this and that, man. Right? It looked like you got some Hebrew in here, but that ain't Hebrew. That ain't Hebrew. Like, what is this language, man? Is this ancient? Before? Post? Okay, I could see that's a Hebrew letter, man. Right? I can't make this out, man. I could read Hebrew. Like, don't act like I can't read Hebrew, right? It's and then this is in Aramaic, man. This ain't even in Paleo Hebrew, man. This is flawed, man. Let's go to see what the other two images is on this page, man. Right? That ain't no type of, you got A's and B's. This is Greek writing, man. That's Greek. Right? So that means Greek manuscript of the book of Enoch is the 4th century. Come on, let's see this last one, man. Right? Another Greek translation, man. What do that mean? If it's written in Greek, yes, it could have been Israelites, man. But it also could have been who? Esau. Right? We can't just go and say this is Jewish writings, man. And then also, man, we see some, what is this? I don't even know what that is. That could be something else, man. Right? It's crazy, man. It is a compilation of several texts written over centuries dealing with themes like fallen angels. Well, fallen angels is not a biblical ideology, man. Angels never fell, right? Divine secrets. Now, if they divine secrets, the Bible said, I think it's in Deuteronomy, what is it? Deuteronomy 29:29, the secret things belong to the Most High. So why would he reveal his secrets unto us? That's leaving no secret things, right? He ain't leaving nothing secret for us now, man. He just giving us everything with the book of Enoch. They got portals and this and that and his councils and all this stuff in here, man, from what I read so far, right? I ain't even through the whole thing, man. And I could tell that it's the secret things that belong to the Most High. Why would he express that to humans, man? And who got the book, right? Who did Enoch give the words of heaven to, man? How did someone get the words from heaven from Enoch? Right? And it says in apocalyptic visions. Now, the apocalyptic visions, those will be divinely inspired, man. Because okay, I can't even say that though. Because some of these is talking about all mankind type of things where they could get saved or they could be kept. You know what I mean? And then it's also talking about how those who are kept, who don't follow his ways, are going to be abide in a curse forever. The Bible literally says that when these things are come to pass, the blessing and the curse. So we abide in a curse forever according to the book of Enoch. But the Bible says in Isaiah 14 that he's going to give us rest from our hard bondage and our servitude in which we were made to serve. Right? It says, and when it come to pass, all these curses shall come upon thine enemies, man. Right? Don't talk about none, whoever was abiding in sin. It says that, yes, in the kingdom, children of Israel are going to live with everlasting contempt and shame, man. But it don't say that they're going to be under the curse still, man. Right? Because that would be contrary to Deuteronomy 30, man. That's contradicting the Bible, man. Right? And I could go on with the things that I know of, man, but I'm not going to do that, man. So apocalyptic visions, man, some of them might be right, some of them not. But the fallen angels and divine secrets are not right, man. That's not that's a contradiction to the Bible, man. Right? It says the true authors use Enoch's name to give their right and ancient wisdoms and authority, a common practice for pseudepigrapher works, and we can see that with the book of Second Ezra, man, and also other books, man. Multiple scholars believe that since the book consists of several distinct sections, it was composed by various authors over an extended period, man. The book's earlier sections originated in 3rd century BCE and the latest around 1st century CE during the Second Temple period in Jewish history. Man. That Second Temple, I think, if I'm not mistaken, man, was built by the Persians and Medes, man. Right? Or they had a hand in it. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, man. So this could be a bunch of BS, man. Right? And then even then, and the KJV, man. Here, let's see, right? Right. I'm just gonna get this Mark 7:7. Right, Mark 7:7. It says, "Howbeit, in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men." Right. So this is the doctrines of the commandments of men, man. Right? Fallen angels, doctrines of the commandment of men, right? What else was it just saying on there, man? What? Divine secrets, doctrines of the commandments of men, right? Divine secrets belonging to the Most High, Deuteronomy 29:29, man. I keep on saying that, Deuteronomy 29:29, because I want to remember it. Verse 7, it says, verse 8. For laying aside the commandment of God, ye hold the tradition of men, right? Because they literally saying that angels could have rebelled against the Most High, man. That's a tradition of men, right? They believe that the angels fought in heaven against the Most High and then that they were cast out into the bottomless pit, man. But Satan somehow ain't in the bottomless pit because he roamed the earth testing men and all this stuff, man. It don't make sense, man. When you put the Catholic doctrine of hell and how the war was in heaven, man, it don't make sense. Right? If you put it all together, it don't make sense. Right? And yeah, it's saying Revelation 12 that it was a war in heaven, man. There was a war in heaven, but it don't mean that it was a past tense thing, man. It means that, yes, it's going to be a war in heaven where Satan and his, not even his angels, but his workers of iniquity is going to be cast out, man. Like here in America, man. Right, as the washing of pots and cups and many other such things like he do. So this literally going into what they do as Pharisees, man. It ain't about the book of Enoch, but I'm using it for that, man, because it fits the narrative, man. And he said unto them, full well you reject the commandment of God, that ye may keep your own tradition. So they reject the commandments of God or the words of God, man. Thus saith the Most High God, man, because they think, oh yeah, okay, well Lucifer had to be the one that fell from heaven, man. Right, Lucifer had to be the fallen angel, man. Right, even though in verse 16 it says, "For what man is this?" It don't say nothing about an angel, man. That's Ayash in the verse 16, man. It ain't Malak or Malachium, right? So we looking, and then sometimes malak could mean messenger, man. A lot of times in the Bible when it says fallen angels, it's talk about Israelites falling from their highest state, man. Be going from being teachers, and there's a lot of fallen angels in these last days, man. Right? Because a lot of men who teach the word, man, they fall from their estate, right? They go out, they teach the Bible for years on end, man, and then they eventually end up back in the crib, man, right? End up back in the crib, don't have no church to be under, don't keep none of the feast days, don't keep the Sabbath day no more, and then they just be trying to sell drugs or smoke drugs, man, and all this other stuff, man, instead of doing the work of the Lord, man, right? Hold on, who on my channel? I ain't looking at the comments, man. Book of Enoch is not divinely inspired. There is no reason to read it. Enoch, the man, did not write it. Right? And it says, nobody hear you, my guy. Your volume is so low. The only way to hear you is with headphones. Turn all the way up. Okay. Well, I appreciate you, man. I'm about to turn this thing up then. I don't know if you're still there, but oh well. I don't pay attention to my comments. I never had nobody in my comments. But let me just do a mic check real quick so I can hear what's going on. It shouldn't be that quiet because I definitely got it going where I can hear myself. Let's see, Salakia, right? And Khan to what the brother saying. I'm red over here. I don't know how nobody can hear me, man. I'm red. My readings is through the roof over here, man. But let's see. All praises, man. I did not know somebody was on my video right now, man. Got it going where I can hear myself. Let's see. Salakia, right? And Khan to what the brother saying. I'm red over here. I don't know how nobody can hear me, man. I'm red. My readings is through the roof over here, man. Yeah, I don't know. I'm turning this down a little bit because my readings is through the roof, and it's really, 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 really. It might be your phone, man. I just played it through my phone, and I hear it perfectly fine. Most of my videos is that way, but I did improve my mic setup where you can hear me properly, man. It shouldn't be an issue no more, man. Let's just go here, close this out, and try this one more time. Really, 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 it might be your phone, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. I can hear myself perfectly fine, but I'm gonna keep on going. But the idea of this wasn't to tell people to start reading the Book of Enoch, man. That's not the idea of this, man. The idea of this is to go into the book and show why it don't correlate with the Bible, right? It is some things in here that is expressed in the Bible that we can't deny and can't refute. But it is some things in here that is totally off base with the Bible. So that's why I'm going into this book to show you the things, man. This is just the introduction, man. I'm going to go into it, man, because I got members in my congregation that want to know if this is divinely inspired. I can't just leave them in the dark and be like, nah, you shouldn't read that. Nah, this is this and the third. I can't do that, right? As a man of God with some integrity, I got to at least give them a reason to why they shouldn't go into the Book of Enoch. I got to give them something, and I can't just leave them out to dry and be like, nah, don't read that. It's BS. I know it is, but I got to prove it. You feel what I'm saying? Like it says in, hold on, let's get that right. Right? That's why I want to go into this, man. All praises for the spirit, man. All praises for the brother watching too, man. If you could leave a like, man, I appreciate the comments though. So this is First Thessalonians 5:21. It says, "Prove all things, hold fast that which is good." So I'm not gonna go into this. I'm not gonna just say, nah, brother, you shouldn't read that, and I don't got no knowledge of what's in here. Right? I'm not advising nobody should read this book without a firm foundation in the Bible. Right? This, don't deal with it if you don't have this. Right? If you haven't been through the Bible at least 4 or 5 times, man, front to back, man, and actually got some understanding of the things in there, don't go into this book. It's not worth it, man. So back to the points I was making, man. I really didn't even see the comments because I usually don't have them shown, man. But all praises to the Most High, man. I'm getting way more traction on this YouTube because that's all I talk about on Twitter, man. So back to what we was going into, man. So we got this right. Multiple authors, scholars believe that since the book consists of several different sections, it was composed by various authors over an extended period, right? Historical context: the book's earliest sections originated in 3rd century BCE and the latest around 1st century CE during the Second Temple period in Jewish history. I might have to get this closer to my face too. So it says fragments of the Book of Enoch were so Dead Sea Scrolls. Fragments of the Book of Enoch were found among the Dead Sea Scrolls, providing evidence of its existence during that time, man. So yes, it is part of the Dead Sea Scrolls, and it was found, man. But they found pieces like this, man. Pieces like this tattered up in shreds, man. They never found a page that was full and all together like that, man. That was rare, right? It always had some shatters and pieces. And from what I heard, man, it was just like a little bit, man. Things like this preserve over time, and that ain't what's really. It wasn't written by us, because you could even see here that the language ain't Hebrew, man. Right? It ain't gonna let me. Yeah, that's not Hebrew, man. Right? That's not Hebrew. You should be able to tell if this is us, man. And you got some. It looks like what is the language? It looks like Paleo Canaanite. I don't know the name of it, but the original language of the Canaanites, I'm not sure, man. But this did not look like Hebrew, man. Right? Yeah, we seeing this, man, and this is just too well preserved, right, to be a book that's legitimate, man. Right? It ain't no real rips in this, man. It's all there, man. It's impossible to say that this is a book, man. Can't go with that, man. So really, when you get into it, man, it's just simple, man. Right? Keep on going though, right? It says the book was influential in forming the worldview of some New Testament authors who were familiar with its contents, right? But in the New Testament, man, you don't see this type of tonality and some of these things in the New Testament, man. You see that they quoted it, right? And sometimes Yahweh Shai, man, even said some things that's related to this book, man. But even then, it's still not kosher, man. It don't mesh, man. Some of it, but not all of it, man. You got to be very, very careful, man, right? Though not included in the Jewish or most Christian biblical canon, the Book of Enoch is considered an important text for understanding early Jewish and Christian thought, right? So when we get into this, man, we seeing that we don't know who wrote the Book of Enoch, right? We don't know where what these scrolls is from, man, right? We know that it's potentially the Book of Enoch, man, but we don't know if this here, right? That's Hebrew, right? But what about all the rest, man? Why don't we see it in Hebrew if it was written by our people? Yeah, we could see Greek, right? But if you're not finding it in the Bible, man, I would say just stay away from it, man. Right? More Greek, right? So yeah, it's showing that the time period is Greek, man. Right? But it's not written by Enoch. Who got the Book of Enoch? Who? Hold on. So they saying, okay, so we can't go with what we're saying in Book of Jude, man. But this is out of AI. I said, who got the words of Enoch from heaven, man? The Bible's New Testament, specifically Book of Jude, attributes prophecy about the return of Christ to Enoch, the seventh from Adam. So yes, that's we could see that. Just Jude 1:14 and 15. We could see that, right? It says, however, the Book of Enoch itself, a non-biblical text. They literally say that the Book of Enoch is not even biblical, man. Right? And biblical could be divinely inspired, man. The prophecy is found in, right? It says, was not written by Enoch, but by other authors who used his name to give it authority, right? It says the Holy Spirit is believed to have provided the words to the author of Jude, which is very, 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 very true, right? The Holy Spirit was that we pass things down from generation to generation, like the stories of Enoch, and even wrote them down. So I wouldn't say it's too far off base, man. But who knows what's from Enoch and what's added, man? You got thousands of years of history in between where people telling the story, and you know what happened when somebody tell the story to their children, and then their children tell it to their children, and it's like a game of telephone, man. That original message or whatever was originally stated, man, is far different than what's actually was stated, man. Right? It's not the same. So we gotta understand that this ain't the same of what was in this, man. It was mixed up, man. Right? And if Jews, right, real Jews, scribe this, man, then we would see the tonality of the Bible. We wouldn't see portals in heaven, man. Right? We wouldn't see I can't really pinpoint watchers, man. But the idea or the word watchers, right? And actually, let me go here, right? Let me go here. Watchers. I'm just going off of that, right? Jeremiah 4 and 16. So watchers is in the Bible. Daniel 4 and 17, right? That's in the Bible, man. I ain't gonna say that ain't in there, man. But the some of these things, man, is not in the Bible, man. It's not influenced in the Bible, man. It's not backed up by the Bible, man. Right? So this is just the introduction, man. We got to understand that nobody was able to get these words from Enoch from heaven, man. It's just the spirit of heaven that says that it was passed down, and then whoever wrote it was divinely inspired, man. But we don't know what happened in heaven, man. Right? We could never know what happened in heaven, man. According to the Bible, that's the secret things of the Lord, man. The secret things belong unto the Lord, man, not unto man, right? So with that, I want to say shalom, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahshua, Barakatah, EGA till we see today.